What's up guys, Pokelando here, and we just got back from the San Antonio Collecticon. If you do not know, Collecticon is one of the biggest cons for TCG throughout the states. They go all around the United States, and we went to San Antonio, not too far from home, and yeah, we went on a Sunday. Kind of regret that, honestly. Kind of regretted that. I usually go on the Sundays because it's a little bit cheaper, right? Save 10 bucks or whatever. But I did miss out on a good amount of things, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, we did spend some money, of course. We did buy some Pokemon, like this Destined Rivals ETB, right? I only have Pokemon Center Destined Rival ETBs, and I opened up all the regular ones. So it doesn't hurt to have at least a couple of the regular ETB, because hey, this ETB, like what, 3 months ago was what, 300 bucks? Now it's 120. Got it for 120, 115. That's insane. Might as well pick one up, right? It is, it does suck paying market, of course, but I never see these in stores. I know they've been having a bunch of restocks. I still haven't seen them in stores, whatever. We did buy that, and we bought a few other things. Let's go over, and yeah, I'll talk about my time. And of course, we did record a little bit there. But yeah, let's start ripping, I guess, and show you what I bought. Because I did buy a lot, like I said, we did buy a Destined Rivals ETB. We're not opening that. But we did buy a few other things, right? A little bit of 1P, a little bit of Ascended, 151 action, Ascended. Nothing crazy. That stuff is pretty expensive, I will say. But of course, right now is a buyer's market in the TCG. If you do not know, Pokemon right now is kind of on a sale. I wouldn't say like perfectly on a sale. Oh, not that. We'll look at that later. But yeah, we bought all these cards right here, and not for a bad price. I mean, we basically just bought every single first partner collection illustration rare because they're just super cheap. And I didn't have any. I didn't really open up these boxes because I barely found them, and when I did, I just kept them sealed. Sadly, it does suck, but I was only able to get a few of each box. I don't even have any of the third one yet, so. It was not that expensive at the con. It was about $35, maybe $38, but the second one right now is about 30 bucks. I do see the third one dropping to maybe that same price. I don't know. We didn't pick up every single illustration card, right? We are missing a few. The new ones, which I think are the Generation 3. I did not pick up any of those because it's quite expensive. I'm pretty sure because they just came out. But every other card was really freaking cheap. I mean, all of these were like $100, and I'm not even, excluding, where are they? Excluding the OGs, right? I mean, if I can find them, they're somewhere in here. Oh my gosh, here they are. So of course, the one from the first, I didn't pull them. Here they are. Yeah. This was I got this for a pretty good deal. 85 bucks for all three, not too shabby. On eBay, they're about 120 bucks. Kind of surprisingly how expensive it is on eBay compared to pretty much anywhere else. It's kind of stupid. I think it's a little bit overpriced on eBay. Of course, these beautiful swords right here. Look at that, or rather, like that. Beautiful. But yeah, I mean, if you look at all of them. But before we look at all of them, let's just open up a couple packs. Let's start off with the Ascended Heroes 10. 10 is not that expensive, about 25 bucks, not too bad there. Was able to open it before I could find a knife. That is fine. Come on. Hopefully we can pull a God pack from this. I haven't opened up Ascended in a little bit. Actually, that's not true. I did just open up that, what is it called? This is a sticker. We're not gonna bother with that. The Furious Fighters, or whatever, not Furious Fighters. The Focus Fighters box of the Ascended Heroes Slam Squad box. But hey, Ascended Heroes is the hot lot. We'll take some Ascended Heroes right here, and maybe we get a God pack. Highly doubt it, but you never know. But yeah, and I will show some footage of the con real quick, but let's just open up this pack, these first two packs. Let's see if we can pull anything amazing from Ascended Heroes. We still have not pulled an SAR, I believe. Still are not pulling an SAR. We did pull that Psyduck like 4 times to be exact. Pretty much 5, right? But yeah, and I will say, I was going to record more during the con, but I am just such a loser Or I wouldn't say loser. Like I'm a baby, bro. I can't. I don't know how people do it. And that tin had absolutely freaking nothing in it. Classic. Hate buying at markets. I never really do that, so I just wanted to treat myself a little bit. Why not? But yeah, we got there, right? Like I said, I should have gone on the Saturday, right? We'll save this for a bit. So let's open up a couple One Piece packs. These were $20, not too expensive. OP16. I don't think OP16 is that expensive compared to. Yeah, I think it's one of the lower end sets, kind of. I think this box is like 220, not too crazy. So these being $20 is actually not a bad deal in my opinion. Double packs are pretty good, right? Better than loose packs, of course, 100%. But yeah, always like opening up some One Piece. It's always kind of fun. One Piece is pretty fun TCG to open, even though I don't really follow much of One Piece. But anyways, yeah, I wish I went on the Saturday because let's open this. Soulja Boy performed, right? Right? Who doesn't like Soulja Boy, right? Soulja Boy up in this hoe. I can't even get this stupid. There it is. Look at that. Not too bad. Down card, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I went on the Sunday because I wanted to save $10. Right? The tickets on Saturday are like $40. On Sunday it's 30. That's $10 is a card. I mean, it's a couple of these, right? It's a couple of these, right? There it is. But Saturday was quite lame, which is fine because I do like when there's less people. But apparently, the Saturday was insane. And it was so insane that people actually didn't show up to sell the next day. There were empty vending tables. That's kind of crazy. I've never really, and it was Collecticon, which is, like I said, one of the biggest cons for TCG, if not the biggest con for TCG, compared to any other con for TCG. So I was quite shocked. Look at that Marco card. It's actually pretty freaking killer. And oh, yeah, I mean, that's the GOAT right there. That is nice. That is plus 4, by the way, to play this game. You have to be 4 years old. 4 years old. That's all you need to be to play this game. Or maybe plus 6. 6 years old. Whatever. But yeah, it was quite lame, so to say. And we thought Soulja Boy was gonna perform the second day too. He didn't. No one performed. Or actually, someone did perform, and I'll show that on screen real quick after I open up this pack. Which of course you probably already know who it is. Ooh, Keen Emon. I don't know who this is. So, like I said, I don't follow One Piece, but I do. I know the main core characters, and I did read the manga for a bit, but I just do not have enough time, sadly. Though One Piece is dropping that the shorter episodes, whatever, on Wit Studios or something like that. I will be watching that because. Why not? But yeah, here is some footage of what I saw. Instead of Soulja Boy, I got this. So yeah, we got some the voice of a generation, Page, or Justin Page, whatever his name is. I don't hate the guy, of course. Well, why would I? You know, he did sing that iconic song. That song is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. It's that good. Now, I do like when other people sing it, sadly. Like my girl, when she sang it, sounds really good. But yeah, I thought that was gonna be Soulja Boy, and it was that dweeb. That sounds mean. I don't hate the guy, like I said. But I know he has some controversy. I know it was probably not true controversy. I think it was like skewed. So that kind of sucks. But regardless of that, let's open up the second One Piece thing because might as well get this out the way. But yeah, instead of Soulja Boy, we got him. Whatever, right? I don't go there for the concerts. But hey, if I would have known that Soulja Boy was not going to be there on the second day, I would have spent the extra $10 and went on the Saturday. I didn't know. Soulja Boy is worth my $10. No, I don't care for Soulja Boy, but hey, he made some good songs, man. And like he says, he's always first to everything. He's OG. You know, I mean, he was the first person to put. Oh my god, I bent this card so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad, bro. I actually hate those packs. They're so hard to open. This Your Turn Dawn card's so clean. Look at that. Bent it quite a bit though. Sadly, that's fine. And yeah, Soulja Boy's OG. But yeah, we got Justin Page. And there was a few other people there too. There was this person. Yeah, I didn't know who that was, but she looked quite good. And she had a bunch of people talking to her at the... oh! I thought it was Pokemon. I was taking out the code card. I was like, why is this so... Sengoku! Wow, look at that. That is nice. Okay, well, now, hey, there it is. It's not bad. Sadly, it's not. I think there was a couple Nami cards in here. I think there was a couple Sundays in here. I don't remember. I didn't really look at OP16 much. That's why I bought these, because I didn't know what was in here this much. I wanted to see what was in here. Sengoku will take it though. Beautiful card. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty freaking good. Oh, it's a leader card. Wait, it's an alt leader? Oh, I forgot they did these. That's pretty cool. We'll take that. Is there anything else at the end? I pretty much botched that. Not really. Okay, well, of course, there's, I guess, Colby right there. That's pretty freaking killer. We'll take that alt leader card any day. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, that was worth my time. There's Jinbei right there on the front. But yeah, and yeah, she looked good. Sengoku, there it is at the regular leader card. Sengoku again, and Emporio Ivankov. Not too bad, SR. Hey, we'll take that. It's not bad at all. A really nice hit right there. But yeah, she looked good. She looked good. Whatever. But like I said, wish I would have went on the Saturday. I didn't see that it said that Soulja Boy was only on the Saturday. I swear I didn't see that. I don't know. I must have been tripping. Whatever. But yeah, like I said, we did get every single one of these. Before we continue, these are like $5 each. They're so cheap, right? All the starters we got: Terratwig, Chimchar, Piplup, cheap. Oshawott, Snivy. Look at that, $6. Cheap. Look at that, Cyndaquil. Chikorita a little bit expensive, right? $9. We did save a little bit of money. I think it came out to 112. Got them all for 100. We just pretty much got like 2 cards for free. Sample. $4. I mean, these were like cheap, dude, cheap. If you do not have these cards and you don't want to open the boxes up because you can't find them and you don't want to pay market, just buy the cards. They're so cheap. Right now, like I said, it is a buyer's market. These were a little bit expensive in my opinion. This was like $6, this was like $5, and this was like $9. So a little bit, kind of. I think this is from the Series 3, so I should have probably waited. All of these could have been like $5. But I was already there. I already had them. Why not? Fuecoco. I mean, these are the Gen 9 starters. I love the Gen 9 starters. Quaxly's okay. Of course, Coquavel. But the Sprigatito and Fuecoco. Sprigatito grew on me a lot. Fuecoco is the man. Look at Miraidon right there. These cards are so cool with all the background. So cool. Look at this. Chespin is $7. Beautiful card for $7. Fennekin. Look at that. The Go-Goat. Froakie. Beautiful right there. And of course, these were the big ones. These $85 for all of them. Not too shabby right there. Like I said, on eBay, it's about like 115, 120, and it sells for that much. It's not like it's, you know, so I got a pretty sweet deal for these, I'm not gonna lie. Look at all this. Excluding these three, $100 for all these. I mean, you can't say no to that. And then of course, these were 85. So that's kind of crazy how these were. But of course, I am missing the Gen 3 starters. I think those are still quite expensive. We did not touch that. Regardless of that, whatever. That was pretty much everything we picked up. Pretty much just first partners. Oh, and here it is. This is why I bought the Froakie, to finish the dang line. Froakie, Frotigear, And the Greninja. There it is. Look at that. That is such a clean art. I never pulled the Froakie. I pulled the Froakie like 3 times. I think I pulled that Ampharos like 3 times in this set. I think it's in this set. Look at that. That is nice. Beautiful cards right there. Some of my favorites. One of my favorite generations right there. Fantastic. But yeah, that's the reason why I bought that card. And let's open up some Ascended before we open up that 151. Yeah, of course, this was like 25 bucks or something, or $20. 25 bucks. I think it was 25 bucks. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think market for this is about 30. That opened up cleanly. Well, the tin gave us nothing. Here's a beautiful Tangela. Still have not... I should have bought this card when I was there. The Tangela illustration rare. Still do not have that Tangela Erica card. Beautiful illustration rare. Still missing a bunch from this set. Of course, this set is goated. Packs are still stupid expensive. About $14 a pack still. So, yeah. Tepig, Bellsprout, Trumpet, Bayleaf, Frostmoth, Totodile, and getting a Terrapagos, and I forgot to get that Hollow Energy, but Terrapagos, regular EX, whatever, nothing there. Pretty much nothing. Terrapagos, a reprint from, I'm pretty sure, Stellar Crown, no, or maybe not Stellar Crown, that's too old, probably something else, I don't know. Maybe it is Stellar Crown. That's the only time I remember seeing that. Maybe during Together, well, it's also kind of old. I don't know, whatever. Tangela again. Totodile, Charmander, Darmanitan. Oh my god, this set sucks. I don't have good luck with the Ascended Heroes, man. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. Okay, last thing. Gengar, Poliwag, freaking Minitin. But before we do, of course, this set is great. But there's other fantastic sets that I saw there at the con. We saw some vintage Japanese. Yeah, some of my favorite things to see is some vintage Japanese, of course. Just vintage in general boxes are pretty cool. Of course, you know, there's a bunch of cards there. But yeah, here's some, I mean, look at these WotC's, Seawood boxes of just base set. Look at that. I mean, how do these people have these? And of course, if you've been to these cons, these people are always here with these boxes, just showing them off. I don't know if anybody actually buys it from them. I've never seen it purchased, but of course, it's just there to show, like, hey, if you want one, contact me. I actually have this stuff here. This is probably, I mean, look at these boxes in the back. I mean, in those boxes in the back, it says it's like over 1 million each. And that guy this company, whoever it is walking around with like 5 million worth of boxes. That's freaking insane. And of course, some other blisters, these vintage blisters are sick. Yeah, I mean, this is some of my favorite things to see, just vintage boxes that I haven't seen. And there's some that I haven't seen, especially the Japanese ones. Japanese boxes are so cool to see because I just never see them. You know, base set, first edition, I've seen this box a million times. Who hasn't? But these Japanese boxes are so freaking sick to see. And yeah, and then there were some crazy boxes that I've seen. This is the first time I've ever seen these, but Playboy booster boxes with packs. That is insane. Yeah, I was gonna buy a few. I was gonna buy like 5 of them. Spend 50 bucks on these. I was gonna buy 5, but then I saw it said full nudity. And okay, I was like, okay, never mind. Because what's the point of buying them if I can't even open up on the channel? I'm not doing that. I'm not spending 10 bucks. I mean, if there were 5 bucks, maybe I would have bought like 1 or 2. But 10 bucks is kind of pushing it, and I can't even open it on the channel. What's the point? But that's crazy. I've never seen these before in my life, and I've been to so many collecticons and other cons. I've never seen cards packs like this. That's actually insane. But yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I did get a picture with Luffy. There's Luffy right there. That's the goat, right? So there he is. There's me. But anyways, back to the last thing here is the Mini 10 151. I think these go for like 50 bucks. That's how much I got this for. And yeah, let's open it. Last thing here. My budget was around 300. Ended up spending up about 500, sadly. Oh, 450 or something, not 500. It was like 440 or something. Not that bad. It's like 440 something. But here, last 2 packs right here. 151. Only opening it because why not? There's literally just I have literally. Well, actually, not true. I am still missing Switch gold card. Never pulled it. I have pulled every single card from this set multiple times too. Blastoise, Charizard, Venusaur. I think Venusaur was the last SAR and card I needed, excluding that gold switch card. Still do not have that gold switch card. Maybe today's the day. Oh, Slowbro. Look at this. Oh, I got Slowpoke. I thought it was Slowbro. I thought it was Slowpoke shirt right here. Everyone loved this shirts. There it is. Hey, oh, and I forgot I have a mic. I totally forgot. Oh, no way. Oh my god, I pulled it. Oh my god. Oh my god. This was literally the last card I needed to pull. I never bought it. Dude, this card is like $3. Or I don't know how much it is now, but I could have bought this card a year ago to master set this set. I never bought it because like, okay, I'll pull it eventually. And I didn't really open up the set much because, you know, it went crazy in price. I think a pack is what, 35 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever. I think 30. And I said it. This is the last card I needed and I pulled it. I said I wasn't going to buy it. Even though it's a $3, it makes no sense to pull this card when I could buy it for $3. Why would I spend money on the packs when the card is $3? But I said I was going to do it and I did it. Here's the gold switch card. I actually officially completed 151 by packs alone. That's insane. I can't believe that. That's, wow. Okay. I literally said it. That's the last card I needed. And there it is. Not a crazy card. No one would care about that card if they pulled it. Maybe, you know, some people, but there it is. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. What a way to end it. Well, now I can 100% say that I am actually 100% done with 151. 100%. I don't think I'll ever open up another pack again. Maybe in like 5 years if I'm still alive. Look at that. I don't know if that's paint or that's how it's supposed to be. I don't remember. Looks off. But Daisy, Bulbasaur, Poliwag, and ending it off right there. No SAR, no illustration rare. That is A-okay because we ended up with the last card I actually needed. Like I said, I just needed the Switch gold card. Now we've completed the 100% master set for 151. That is so funny. I'm pretty sure this card's like $5. This is nothing. This is definitely not worth opening up the tin for. But hey, it's worth it for me. That's insane. But yeah, here is everything that we bought. Collecticon, of course, the Destin Rivals ETBs. We got a couple of those, 115 each. All of these freaking cards. Look at that. I mean, yeah, right now, if you want some cards, especially like 151 Charizard, I think is on a super sale. I mean, I think that thing's like 350, maybe even 325. Dude, that card was 500 like 3 months ago. That's insane. Pulled that from the 151, whatever. We also pulled this leader card, which is actually not too shabby there from the 1P double pack. Sengoku, not too shabby there. Beautiful leader card, alt leader card. There it is. And yeah, open up. So I send the heroes. I think we pulled absolutely nothing. Or actually, no, we pulled this Terrapagos, whatever. And yeah, San Antonio Collecticon, not too shabby. Like I said, I do wish we went on the Saturday, because Saturday apparently was just way better. More people were there. More items were there, of course. And apparently people sold out so much they didn't even show up for the next day to vend. There were so many empty vending tables there, which actually kind of sucked. And everyone packed up like really early. My experiences with the past Collecticons, even before the hype, like in 2022, 2023, when I used to go a lot more, it was like full and packed, and people were already set up and stocked and loaded at 10 o'clock on the dot. No, oh, we're barely setting up at 10:30, 10:45. Like, what are you doing? But I think it's because I went on the Sunday and they sold everything and they didn't really care about the next day. Like, it was just extra, right? I think they made that much money that day. Or it's because we went to San Antonio and San Antonio actually sucks so bad. It was in the middle of nowhere. San Antonio sucks. So yeah, maybe that's why. That's another reason. The Houston one was way better. Houston and Dallas ones are way better than the San Antonio one. I think San Antonio was kind of a letdown. Maybe, like I said, maybe if I would have went on Saturday, it would have been different. But yeah, whatever. Regardless of that, there it is. Thanks for watching. What's my outro again? Goodbye.